Welcome to the PUBG Mobile Club Open Fall Split for the EUS region. My name's Imperium with the wonderful Zute as we're here to bring you the action of day number 1, the start of it, the group stages. Zute, I'm nervous. I can only imagine how the players are feeling. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, but speaking of nervousness, I also feel nervous. I didn't think I would feel nervous. This is like my second time around PMCO, but just like I'm trying to put myself with the player's mindset. My heart is actually beating right now.
Just to put it out there, right? I am right in saying that on schedule. Now I feel a little bit stupid. I think we both committed to Sanhok, but it's not Sanhok.
Yeah.
It's Miramar. I can't help but feel that maybe FTY are thinking, okay, we're just happy to be in the circle at this stage of the game. We'll coexist with MF and see where this next phase goes. And on one hand, I can low-key respect that, but on the other, I'm kind of like, well, then that leaves you in a situation of when, not if, you'll get taken out as a squad because there could be another team on that next circle close by. In this case, Seven Sins, they are still close by.
Yeah, FTY, they're just short on util. I saw just because the past two maps, no one's taking Central. So, let's see. Is boot camp up? In mine. And here we go. Oh no, a 2v1 situation right now for this Entropiq player. You say they lose players early on, and it's a problem of theirs, and it looks like it might just happen this game. M4 in hand, 1v2 situation. Level 2 helmet, no vest, not looking good for him. He's trying to do all he can, and yep, the push goes through. And that is the first player down for Sandhawk on to the side of Entropiq.
Amount of time in this game, it's shades of that kind of playstyle that Scrim Farm used in PMPL. Definitely encouraged by Tati's presence in this South Legion roster, but credit to Entropiq as a 3-man team and initial knock onto one of the members of Tip Top. They're defending for their lives, yet to really get a strong result in day 1 of this PMCO fall split. Let's see if they can follow suit. One of their players has been knocked down, returned instantly. Tip Top, they're not out of the woods just yet. There's still a lot of pressure on board, being slowed down. Starkey is going to move across the road. Is he going to go for the revive on the sands? It's good, but backfire. He needs to be the one to slow down Tip Top even more.
Oh, the aggression out of Tip Top. I did not expect that. I thought this Tip Top player would just group up with the rest of his team, but he pushes it and just third party just like that. The Kings, Tip Top, and yeah, this plane path, at least it stretches from one direction to another and both ways.
So far in this game for them.
Yeah, shack attack happening right now, and it is Entropiq's, and this is the edge of the zone. You're gonna lose all your vehicles here, and when that circle shifts, you're pretty much guaranteed done for. And now they have managed to pick up 1 kill point at least, but it's not looking too good for them for the rest of this game. 7 kills now right there when they picked up another one. The timing of it did kind of work out. I love when that player springed up. He had his 2 teammates come in to push as well. But what happened was one of them got knocked, so everything got slowed down. So now that's Sheelan down to 3, controlling a strong, favorable position. Tip Top still in the game. Oh, getting knocked down right there in the kill feed. And this team snaking in from the blue zone out in the field. Ooh. That is not where you want to be.
Well, you said about Entropiq when they had that shack that they had their vehicles going down, and now they have to move in on foot. Wasted is going to take advantage of that one. Picks up one. Sharky's left on his own. The blue zone is going to engulf him if it's not Wasted. Down goes Entropiq. MF also taken off the board. But let's have a look at the second half of the standings. The teams that haven't really had a good start in the day 1 of PMCO.
Yeah, it's talking about focus. Erangel is coming up. The map that requires the rotations, the positioning, the focus of these players better be on point. Let's see what we got in store for game number 1.
I can't help but feel that that's just too much of a bait. We'll have to wait and see. 4 Romanian boys, they got taken out. Maybe they went for the edge of circle just a little bit too much. But again, this kind of circle, there's little to no cover on board. It's all beach, it's all sand, it's all death and blood inside this phase 6 circle. Entropiq, credit where it's due, a much better start to their second set of games. They're into the top 4 and they have a full squad up. I talked about their weakness in previous tournaments where they go into the late game with only 1 or 2 players up. Well, this is a different story.
Completely different story. 6 points already. Yesterday, or not in the very first day, they had 9 points in 4 games. Now they already have 6, and that's not even including the placement points they've secured with at least a top 4 finish. But I believe they could do better with 4 players alive, looking strong. The only 4-player team left on this map.
Well, the players are knocked and now they're down to 3. That's 1 confirmation. Slight has been enagamous in this game. 7 kills so far for him alone. Deuce Gaming are juicing up in this game number 1. Still 4 teams left alive. The phase 7 circle has shifted back down, luckily in the favor of Entropiq. So that's going to put a little bit more pressure on the Deuce as Mega Power, they move into the eastern edge. They go ahead of MF, but do they know that MF is there? Performance throughout this PMTO phase 8 has gone in the favor of the Mega Power side. So the 2-man team of Starkey and Sands are going to have to find any kind of angle into this circle. Time's ticking down, 30 seconds until the blue zone starts to move. But I like the fact that Mega Power are spreading themselves out a little bit to make sure they have the control and not letting Entropiq inside.
Entropiq, they need at least 1 knock to have a chance at breaking it in, but it goes the opposite way. Oh, Starkey does get the trade knock, but it's still a man disadvantage for Entropiq. Does he have what it takes? Does he have the aim to get 1 more knock here, changing it down to 1v1?
It's going to be tough. That trade massively helped his efforts. Crawling in, Rex has it covered. He's looking for the confirmation onto Logis. So, of course, every bullet, every noise made is exposing his own position as he gets closer to the edge of the circle. The blue zone is engulfing him. He does connect onto Rex, forces him back down. Can he get to the tank? If he can get to the tank, that's a low ground dip. He has to take a couple of shots. He does feel the burn of the shots from Rex. Grenade is flying out. They know they have them covered. A nade, a push. Fella God is going to drive on by. That's going to be the job done. And that is Mega Powers taking the chicken dinner on game 1. The circles have been crazy, but the playing paths have been pretty solid for these teams. I'm pretty sure they would prefer it to be the other way around, but I'm trying to provide some form of silver lining for these teams. Just, they could have and should have left it maybe 1 minute later.
Yeah, they kind of pulled up right into Entropiq's area of control. But speaking about Entropiq, 1 of them just get knocked down. 2 new names. Entropiq down to 3. New names down to just 2. And they are far split from each other. I don't think Amel is going to be receiving any support anytime soon. And you see him trying to back off. But back off into what? He sees it. There's nothing. There's nowhere for him to run. He has to commit to this fight.
Yeah, Amel. Let's see if he can take the L out of his name and replace it with a W. For the time being, though, the rest of the Entropiq crew will look to loot up, gather the utility that they can. But they got to think about Deuce Gaming coming in from the southeastern edge of the circle, just over the hill. Slike looking to cook up a grenade. This guy's had a fantastic day so far. Throws one out there. It's a little bit blind, but it'll make enough noise to startle the Entropiq crew. They need to put themselves in a much better position. Sands peeks. He's going to get spotted out. He's going to get taken out. Slike, with the response rate of a monster, will get a knock on the Sands.
Entropiq doing the best they can. They needed to prioritize that defense a bit harder. I would love to see Starkey and Sans get up there and contest it. It's fine if you're peeking a 2v4, because if you don't peek it, this is exactly what's going to happen. Deuce will take that position, and now you have no fighting chance. Entropiq down to 1, The other player, a new name, still alive and snaking it out in that spot.
Credit to Deuce. I think they took that fight perfectly. They needed to be continuing to move.
Yeah, clean, easy playing path. And I think this time around, Mega Power will not have their vehicles stolen by some of the 4 Romanian boys. Since 4 Romanian boys, they could drop right onto their split.
New generation, Deuce, Entropiq, and Defeaters. Entropiq, full squad. They're the only team with 4 players up.
Yeah, that team has been holding down the eastern edge of Yasnaya. So with those compounds, they managed to keep 4 alive, but they do not have the zone, and they need a push. And now Entropiq, they've been kind of ping-ponging back and forth in terms of performance. This being the last game, I say if they are the team that you say they are,
look at the kills they have.
They should win this game. They have the advantage. They have the push angle in. New generation, they're stuck in that ditch because they decided to hide in. Now it's coming back to bite them in the butt.
Beautiful, beautiful. Sending nades, pushing in person. That's a fantastic balance. A new generation down to just 1. Kime on his own. No health, no first aids. And as I pointed out, as they pushed in, they're on 11 kills. So Entropiq, they have certainly been taking advantage of their Yasnaya high ground position, getting the kills. But now Deuce, it's their next challenge in front of them. While the Defeaters hold on to the northern edge of the circle, Jesh is on a little bit of health. Nice play by Sands, but he's going to get taken down by Daddy. Here's Daddy on board, but it's going to be traded out as Slyke is going to get found by Starkey. Remember, the body advantage technically is in the hands of Entropiq, but with this sneaky potential third party for Defeaters, you can't confirm it on their side just yet.
Entropiq needs to be careful. If they have too many knocks on their side, even if they win the fight, Defeaters is ready to spring up and take the advantage. And I think that both teams are realizing this right now. So both teams are going to back off from each other. But so
lovely,
get that
lovely,
knock, so close. Just one more shot. Does not spot the player out though.
As the circle shifts, Style gets knocked down. I was going to say, even before the circle shifted, to me, Deuce had a much better position compared to Entropiq because there's a little bit more of a hillside protecting them from a third party. Shots connect nearly. Savage X is on half health. So close yet so far, but Daddy's committed. He's continuing to shoot in that direction, but don't get tunnel vision. Entropiq, they still have to move into the circle. They know where they need to go. They are surely not confident that the northern side of the circle is free. They have to rotate from the south.
Yeah, if they try to angle out and use... Oh, Daddy!
Oh, no!
Oh, that knock would have been huge. If he could blow up the car in time, Daddy could just get knocked. And this will really secure the fight for Entropiq, but Daddy manages to stay alive. Now, Savage X could third party this in favor of Entropiq's, but Entropiq's proning on in, getting ever and ever closer to Deuce.
See what Daddy was doing, but I feel like that was just too much of a backpedal. Allowed the opening for Entropiq to push closer into the edge of the circle. Savage X goes down. The solo player is out. We are left with our 2 teams. And for the second game in a row, we are getting into the end game with a very clean fight. 4v3, 11 kills already secured by the Czechoslovakian side of Entropiq. But now as Daddy holds on behind a tree, has a little bit of cover for his side. Jesh is on one side. Slyke is in the middle. Let's not forget this. Slyke player has been on fire today so far, but so is Sohn. He came in today's games. He hasn't played PMCO so far, and he's racked up 5 kills in this game alone. Starkey on the sidelines. The next phase is about to pop up. Daddy makes a move, and I think Sohn was aware of that. He gets a knock on this, like being opened up on board. Jesh needs to pull out something big. Daddy's on the back line supporting, but they have that 4-man push. Sands, why aren't you pushing more forward? I know the risk is there, but you need to create a distraction on top of the hillside. Someone's going to edge on around a little bit more. The revive from Jesh onto Slyke is good, but it opens the door. It creates a time while Daddy does his best to push back Entropiq, and down goes Sohn. Jesh Fantastic response, Basone. Why are you going in on the own? You have the body push, but you're playing as if you're solo. Players, you have the ability to close this game out. I know your confidence was beaten down, broken, scarred from your first 4 games, but you have what it takes. As Starkey gets a knock on the Jesh, Daddy's left on his own. Strike is down for the count. The last kill comes through, and Entropiq take the final game of the day. Yeah, and let's bring up the overall standing so we know where these teams stand at the end of day 3 of the PMCO EU West. Of course, we did see at the start of this game, of the last game, the top 2 teams went out relatively early, so the opening was there. But at the end of the day, 4 Romanian boys, they do still close out day 3. 8 games secured, 3 chicken dinners. That's a great return on investment, and 108 points.
Yeah, we actually do have a hot drop fight coming out on the eastern side of that zone between MF and I believe that's Entropiq next to Laquai. There's already 3 down for MF. And it's just, I mean, whoever gets the guns first, I guess. And that's a squad wipe right there. Entropiq with 4 points. Very nice. This type of playing path will definitely impact the course of the game, especially depending on where the first circle pops up. Beautiful grenade, but can the Noisy Boys take another fight with only 3 players and very short on time? Entropiq, great opening. They still have so far to go into the circle. Then they got multiple teams to press through.
George, Sands as a duo. Only Bobby in front of them, but yeah, Golden Sport kind of gatekeeping them as well as Tip Top. Pushing back Gold and 4 teams in one area. Not going to be easy for any of them. Lots of smoke's going to be laid out to try and create a bit of a wall. Luckily for Entropiq, because Bobby is the only player, less likely he's going to look to make some noise. Might allow them to focus on Golden Sport, but the distraction might be there. 3rd, 4th, party all around. And like I said, it's not easy, and Church is going to get knocked down Tip Top. Taking advantage of that. Sands gets a first aid off just in time, and Sands going to get dropped down. Bobby comes out of the smoke to take down Entropiq. Down they go.
Or we might just get another military circle. Very low chance, though. I think this is an intense final circle for New Generation. Entropiq also still in the game with only 2. They're deciding to keep playing quiet and laying low. Dab Esports, they're forced to come down now, but they might just get that refight unless the Forest pops off these double knocks. Does not hit the shots, unfortunately.
I get what Entropiq are trying to do. They do only have 1 kill, and top 5 isn't bad. But is it going to be enough? Is All Rejection Gaming has 1 alive, and Entropiq go down. I don't know how many points they secured in that game, but time will tell. Oh my god, let's move on to the next page as well. Let's move on to the next page. Entropiq, that's what I thought. Entropiq also being on 92 points in 9th. All Rejection Gaming on 90. New Generation on 90. Of course, the top 8 are fine. We can give a little bit of plaudits and power to Mega Power. They ended the group stage on top of 4 chicken dinners, 1/3 of their games.
All right, let's flip it over to the second page. Drummel and
leaves us waiting.
Oh,
man, sorry for skill. That result was enough. Defeaters, they got 97 points. That was enough. Douse Legion 93. That was enough. But what did we say? We said at the start of the day, you said you were pretty sure that it was going to come down to a tiebreaker. Mm-hmm. I said that the chicken dinners count. And All Rejection Gaming, they are the 15th team to book their spot in the PMCO finals. 90 points, the cutoff point that we said. But that juicy, sweet, succulent, smexy chicken dinner that they got during the group stage has given them what they needed.